When you have the parent of one, you tend to think that it's your parenting skills that are influencing your children, that you have sort of quite a lot of control over that, and that you take credit for lots of their positive behaviours. You also take the blame for lots of their negative behaviours. When you have your second child, you think, oh, it's all genetics, all temperament, it's nothing to do with parenting. So there's a lovely shift between first child and subsequent kids.
Possibly, but it really depends, I think, on who's there from the very beginning, where the bond lies.
They definitely, I suppose they would, a lot of the time it would be the first time you're genuinely putting someone else before you, I suppose. I obviously, I'm not a parent, so I can't tell for sure.
I used to have a theory in my childhood that all parents, as soon as they give birth, just able to read thoughts.
Once you reach that stage in your life, once you have someone who's dependent on you and there's no way out of it, it's not like any other relationship you'll ever have. Any other relationship can be ended. There's a codependency in every relationship, but parent and child, your every decision isn't just for yourself anymore, it's for both of you or all of you. So that's a huge change.
Honest, I think it's just down to as simple as because mom and dad are different people.
We also know that there are significant differences in the way that mothers and fathers interact with their children. Susan Vogels in the Netherlands has a lovely talk where she looked at Flickr for photos of parents with babies, throwing them up in the air. And everyone throws their babies up in the air. If you look at the photos of the mums, first of all, you can't find them, and second of all, they've barely left their hands. You can see the baby here and the hands just by them. There are photos of dads where these are like there's 3 foot between the end of the dad's hands and the baby, just flying sort of mid-air.
Yeah, well, a lot of that kind of probably comes from like tradition and stuff, the way like a father's supposed to act in a way like a mother's supposed to act. And so it's hard to tell if that's actually something that's instinctive or it's something that's kind of been put upon us.
I think there's always those phrases kind of, daddy's girl and all that, mommy's boy and all this. I think usually in my experience, the male will kind of reciprocate more with the mother and then like the daughter will reciprocate more with the father. I think that's just, that could of course be just an upbringing thing as well. I think there's definitely a difference, and that depends on the personality of both parents. There's this classical thing like if you scrape your knee you run to mum, if you want to fly a kite you go to dad because he'll be more into that. But I think it does depend on the personality of both parents, and children can learn, and even as you grow into an adult, the differences. So there are different interactions you can have with either parent.
Yes, I bet I had to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's psychologists who've made their entire careers out of that. So, studying different types of attachment.
Absolutely, of course, yeah. Because there's an awful lot of children who don't have that bond, don't have that interaction, or not their fault. I firmly believe it's responsibility lies with the parents. So, if we can learn from those that are doing it correctly, and try to apply that to the people who aren't, or situations that aren't.
Yeah, of course. Like it's always good to understand what's going on in any situation.
There is, but I'm not sure how to articulate it.
It comes down to most parents work as a team, and in a team you have to take different roles, and those roles could be discipline, care, point of contact, someone you can come and talk to, and those roles will be different for mum and dad. So I think that's why there's a